Are you ready to rumble? Well, I sure hope so, because greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Jacob Weil here, and welcome to another rousing installment of Disney KO. Disney KO 2, the most dangerous game. But before we go into details, let's meet our contestants. In this corner, the Polynesian powerhouse himself. Give it up for Tiki.
Bonesaw is ready.
Okay then. In the other corner, the bony brawler himself. Say hello to SandyClaws.
Oh, that's a cute outfit. Would your husband give it to you?
You know, it's funny. In retrospect, Bonesaw would probably work a lot better with Sandy.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And my co-chair tonight here is the always amazing Blue Dragon 5.
Heyo.
All right. The game is simple, ladies and gentlemen. Tiki and Sandy were tested selecting two characters who are trapped on an island, with hunting, trapping, and outwitting each other to win. The goal here was they were to pick a character and an item from the source movie, have the two outwit each other to see who can win. You guys understand that?
Yep.
All right, you guys will be judged on accuracy, which is faithfulness to source material, strategy, which is such as your planning, adaptation, how well it'll work in the environment, strength, how many times you put your opponent in check, almost have him beat, evasion, getting out of check or getting out of vulnerable positions, or such as improvisation, and also if you can successfully KO your check, KO the other person, of which secures an instant victory.
All right.
All right, Jacob, want to give the folks a lay of the land that we'll be, our competitors will be competing on?
All right. The two characters are trapped on an island, which is split down the middle by a singular river. Top of the north, there's a waterfall which feeds the river, which is surrounded by mountains. There are trees and vines surrounding the island, an ocean and a beach. An ocean on the beach, of course, and being an island, of course. With many resources such as trees, vines, and other natural resources that naturally any island can provide.
Jacob, is there any wildlife on this island?
Yeah, I didn't really think of.
Sorry, I had to say that.
No, just the two.
Because Tarzan is the king of the apes, motherfucker.
Well, there are definitely no apes. There are no creatures here.
Okay, just checking. What is the name of this island, Jacob? Is it just the island? Is it the island from Lost?
Or the island from Arrow?
Oh, God. That's pretty much the same island.
But everyone just calls it the island.
It's the island.
Just the island. All right.
Yeah.
Like Wilson's here.
Oh, wait.
Right.
I have an idea. Can it be the creepy abandoned Disney resort out in the Caribbean?
Does that exist?
Yes, it does.
Get out of here. Are you telling me there's actually an abandoned Disney resort on the Caribbean?
There's more abandoned Disney things than you would think, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a fascinating concept. We got to do something with that.
Right. Okay.
Anyway.
All right, call whatever you want.
All right. It's just the island. It's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time, Jacob.
I know. But okay, you guys want to reveal your answers first, or do you want to do it after the coin toss?
Let's do it after the coin toss.
All right, all right. It's already on tails, but you guys can decide what you want. Guys, you want first one to call gets whatever that gets the first pick. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay, so Sandy, you get tails. All right.
All right.
All right. Google's gonna flip it for us. And it landed on heads. Tiki, you go first. You can decide if you go first or Sandy goes first.
Put it in my pick that I am going to go first, and I'm going to lay out an opening argument so strong, it's just going to stop Sandy dead in his tracks before we even get started. How about that?
All right, well, so...
Actually, give me just 1 second.
Whoops.
Okay. All right, so this is literally the obvious answer to this question of like what Disney character would do the best in a most dangerous game island scenario. Hello, McFly. It's Tarzan. Obviously, Tarzan's lived his whole life in a jungle environment. Tarzan knows what he's doing. Tarzan tracks his enemies. Tarzan has just rid so many hunters from the jungle, so many scum from the jungle over his long and illustrious career, and he does that by tracking them. Tarzan is he's not a killing machine, but he is a machine. He is a machine that's going to traverse this land with he could traverse this land with his hands tied behind his back. Whereas for Shang lives in the snow. A desert island is going to be a totally foreign environment to him. That's all I got.
Right.
All right, Sandy, your items, I forgot to mention this. The single item from your source, Tiki.
Well, it was, it was kind of hard between the spear and the knife. But at the end of the day, I think there's more versatility to the knife, even though the spear is probably a stronger hands-on melee weapon. So I'm going to go with the knife.
And just to illustrate for the folks, these are not made of metal. These are made of strong, sharpened rock tied to, that's the spear's tied to a piece of wood. This is just a sharpened, hand-ready knife-like rock. That's
correct.
Okay.
All right, Sandy, lay out your character item and opening argument.
I chose Li Shang, as Tiki has already stated, and he has a sword. And he's going to
give an opening argument?
Well, Bill, you tell us a little bit about it. Flush him out.
He has a sword.
What does he have over Tarzan, man? Give bolster him up a little.
He is a hardcore general. He's a hardcore army general. He knows how to strategize, and he knows how to defeat his enemies. And that's it.
Okay.
I feel so stupid right now.
All right, okay, I'll give you another chance to give it, Sandy. How would he be able to survive?
Can we just move on, please?
Sandy, Jacob, go ahead and set up the main brawl then.
All right. Are you guys ready?
I am.
And also a reminder for the folks at home, these guys also have me on the sidelines. If they run into a need for assistance when they're strategizing, like they're back into a corner, perhaps they could call upon my services. Otherwise, it's their call entirely. So they have all the opportunities available.
Of course. All right, guys. Tarzan and Li Shang will go at it in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Sandy, I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to let you pick the starting positions for both Tarzan and Li Shang.
Like 1 5-minute head start later.
Here. What?
Like 1 5-minute head start later. They're in different parts of the island, so you guys dictate where they are.
Yeah, I think that's something we need to kind of like settle before we get into this. Is where are the two people starting from? So, Sandy, do you have any idea where you'd like to start from?
I'll start at the top of the waterfall.
You know what? I'm glad you picked that because that is a mountainous environment. Li Shang is, he's used to mountainous environments, so that's cool with me. Do you want to pick where I am?
Do I? I guess if I have that option, let's see. How about on the beach?
On the beach. All right. So here it is, folks. We're starting Tarzan. Here's what Tarzan has to do. First, he has to determine where Li Shang is. You know how he's going to do that? He's going to track him. He's going to use the tracking knowledge that he's gained throughout the years. You know, sometimes being closely associated to a hunter like Clayton for a period of time has its advantages, and sometimes being a natural hunter-gatherer in the wilderness and the ape community has its advantages, and that's where Tarzan comes into play. So what Tarzan's going to do is he's going to go ahead and track Li Shang through the jungle, while at the same time replenishing his water source along the way. Tarzan's going to make sure to stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, so he's going to be strong for the confrontation with Li Shang. Now, Sandy, you're on the top of the mountain. What are you going to do as Tarzan's coming towards you from the jungle?
Well, do you want to explain how Tarzan knows where I am? How does he track me?
Footprints, Sandy. Footprints.
In the jungle and all the leaves and weeds and everything?
He does it with hunters in the animated series.
Oh, I guess that's true. I am going to jump off the waterfall into the water below and swim away.
Swim away. Just swim away. So you're running from Tarzan at this point.
Well, technically, he might be running towards him. You guys got to pound that detail out. So Tarzan, he's begun his pursuit, right, Tiki? He's going into the jungle up to the waterfall while he then dives.
Well, he's going to the jungle. He's taking the river. Like I said, he's taking the river so that he can literally just like get more and more strong as he's taking drinks of water along the way.
So is he at the top or is he at the bottom?
But then, Tiki, is he still by the water? Is he has he gone into the jungle to climb up to meet him by what?
No, he's in the jungle at this point.
He's in the middle. He's in the middle between the location. Okay, now Sandy, where's your guy right now?
Well, I said he's at the top of the waterfall.
All right.
But you said he jumped off at the water.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where is he from? So he's jumped off. Is he at the river?
You said he was swimming away, but where is he swimming towards?
Safe ground.
Safe ground. Okay.
Maybe he'll dig a pit or something and hide.
Well, here's what Tarzan's going to do. Tarzan is going to set up a diversion for Shang. He's going to make a fire, right?
Okay.
He's going to make a fire, and that's going to draw Shang right towards him. Would Shang go for that fire? If he saw smoke, would Shang go for it?
No.
No. What would Shang do?
He'd set up his own fire.
Oh, snap. So I guess we just have Tarzan and Shang setting up their own fires, trying to bait each other at this point. And both of them are just like idiots, and it's not working at all. So they're kind of just like banging their head against, like, God damn it, why won't he come towards me? I want to trap him.
That's great.
So, Sandy, what is the inevitable outcome once Shang and Tarzan realize that their fires are not drawing the other one towards each other?
I think the obvious answer would be just to chill out.
Okay, well, you see, that's not the obvious answer with Tarzan. Now, Tarzan sees the fire that Li Shang has set up. Obviously, Tarzan is not going to go towards that fire, but you know what Tarzan's going to do? He's going to go and cause a whole bunch of different diversions throughout the jungle. He's going to disrupt the jungle. He's going to swing from vine to vine and basically kind of like psych Li Shang out. Like, he's going to basically go like around Li Shang, but, not go towards the direct vicinity of Li Shang. And this is basically just like a power move. Like, you can't catch me, motherfucker. Like, Tarzan's just being cocky at this point.
Li Shang would have to climb to the very tallest tree in the jungle and just and spot Tarzan out.
Oh.
Okay. So, Li Shang goes to the tallest tree in the jungle. Now, Tarzan is, of course, going to know that Li Shang is doing this. So you know what Tarzan does? He takes his knife and then he starts cutting down the tree.
Wait, with a knife?
Yeah.
Tiki, that's not possible. He can't cut down the tree with a knife.
I didn't say he's going to cut down the tree, Dragon. I didn't say he'd succeed. I just said he's going to start to do it. He's going to cut off different branches.
He's really stupid.
Okay,
so he's starting to cut down the tree, and what is it? I'm sorry, what is he cutting away necessarily?
He's cutting away branches. Basically what he does is he sees Li Shang start to climb to the top of the tree.
Right.
He goes higher up than Li Shang and basically starts to cut off the branches that are going to make it possible for Li Shang to ascend up the tree to begin with.
Mm.
And then once he does that, he kicks Li Shang down to the ground. This doesn't kill Li Shang, but it definitely injures him.
Okay.
Wait. So Tarzan has to climb up right next to Li Shang without Li Shang doing anything?
Yeah, but Tarzan's basically a fucking monkey.
Ape.
Well, Li Shang has...
In terms of climbing ability, Tarzan is definitely going to have Li Shang beat. Like, okay, Shang, he did that stupid, like, climbing trial in the I'll Make a Man Out of You montage, probably because he was too embarrassed to admit that he couldn't just climb up that post himself. If he can't even climb up that post, how the hell do you expect he's going to beat the king of the apes in a tree climbing contest?
A little fact check. It was implied that he could climb it.
And that you're making an assumption that he can't, so that's really not a fact at all.
No. I'm just making my own fun headcanon where he's just like, oh, I project this manly image.
I mean, hey, that's fun to speculate on, but I'm just going by the facts.
Okay, here. Yeah, you're right. I remember, like, he does make a point to show that it is easy to do at the start, so fair enough. Okay. But still, this is the king of apes we're talking about here. Tarzan has so much experience with climbing trees that...
Li Shang is not blind. He's going to see Tarzan obviously climbing up the tree. He's going to whip out his samurai sword and slash Tarzan's arm.
He's not Japanese.
Whatever.
Samurais. Okay. I'll take that hit, Sandy. So I'll tell you what. I'll make a compromise with you. Tarzan's arm gets slit at the same time that Tarzan kicks Li Shang off of the tree. So we both get injured. Li Shang's back is injured a little bit. Tarzan has a sword wound.
Then Li Shang then turns that kick into a backflip and stabs his sword into a tree, giving him something to hold on to.
Let me see if that's possible. Okay, so
I don't know if that's possible. I really don't.
Let me make sure. All right, just give him a. Okay, so Li Shang's climbing. He pulls out the sword, which is going to be either his left or right side. The point is to say somehow he can grab the sword. So,
I mean, if he's pulling out his sword to slash at Tarzan, and Tarzan kicks him, he's not going to have
slashes the arm.
Yeah, he slashes the arm. Yeah,
he gets kicked down. There is about 40% chance he could do that. Because on the way down, you could put the sword into the tree like right before he hit the ground. It's a lot of. It's up to Jake. We need a ruling on this one. Like, could we ruling on the sword catch?
It could work. I mean, theoretically, if he's quick, and we know how good he is with a sword.
All right, but Tarzan is still kicking him square in the face on the way down. So that's still gonna that's still gonna make him all wobbly. That's gonna be as the Joker once said, never start with the head. And that, starting with the head is going to throw Li Shang off of his game now that he's a little bit wobbly in the head department.
All right, now Li Shang doesn't do that. He doesn't do anything. He just falls into some branches, not completely, like he doesn't killing him or anything, just slightly.
That I can believe, but that's a good.
All right, so he's got a padded fall.
Okay, and you all see how Tarzan falls. Like, basically, Tarzan lands like a damn cat. Like, the fall wouldn't even affect Tarzan. Like,
Which has been proven.
yeah, like, I mean, I'll say that the sword would definitely affect Tarzan. So here's what Tarzan's going to do. Of course, Tarzan's going to go into the jungle. Now, Tarzan, having a natural understanding of what vines are poisonous, what vines aren't, and everything like that, he's going to know exactly where to get aloe vera for his, basically where to get aloe, like what plants are going to produce aloe that he can put over his wound, and then what vines and what leaves are going to be safe and non-poisonous to wrap on his wound. So Tarzan's going to be fixed up. He'll be fine. And he's going to run and retreat from Li Shang. So Li Shang doesn't even have a chance to get more into Tarzan.
Well, Tarzan is running off to get his wound supplies. Li Shang, like a sneaky snake, he sneaks up on him.
Hold on, this is Donny Osmond we're talking about. Are you calling Donny Osmond a sneaky snake?
Okay, first of all, Donny Osmond was the singing voice, all right? Not singing, he's B.D. Wong. Respect the name.
Yeah. Dr. Wu from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I know who B.D. Wong is, Jacob.
You go strange, darn it. Right, so
Anyway,
okay, so
Li Shang
Sandy's a testing.
Li Shang sneaks up on Tarzan when Tarzan's trying to tend to his wound, and he slashes Tarzan in the back. Making it difficult.
No, that's not going to happen, though. That's not going to happen because Tarzan has acute senses. Like, Tarzan, he knows when a motherfucker is sneaking up on him. He's not going to do that. What Tarzan is going to do, Sandy, is he's going to retreat into the waterfall. That's what he's going to do because Tarzan loves caves. He loves, like, kind of going in and, like, finding, like, secret hiding spots and stuff like that. So he's going to go into the waterfall. And Li Shang, while Li Shang might pursue Tarzan into the waterfall, what the waterfall and those caves inside the waterfall are going to produce is an echo. Now, that echo is going to be key for Tarzan to be able to fix his wound and still be able to evade Li Shang. He's going to know where Li Shang is at any given point.
Okay. Well, Li Shang is not going to pursue Tarzan. He's going to run off, and he is going to produce a bow and arrow made from stone and wood.
No.
Why not? Why not?
No, I contest that.
Why not?
Because we're only allowed to have one item.
No, if he can sell us on the making of the item. Well, again, Jacob, if he can sell us on the making of the item, would you count it?
Yes, I mean they're provided with one item. I didn't say crafting was outlawed.
Okay, so tell me, Sandy, how is Li Shang going to make this hypothetical bow and arrow out of jungle supplies?
Well, he takes some thread from his uniform, and he gets a large stick, and he carves the stone and ties it all together. It's not that difficult.
Oh man, I have so many holes in that. Do you really think a piece of thread is going to support an arrow when you, like, hold an arrow back and a bow and arrow set up? Like, one singular piece of thread?
Yes.
Jacob, what do you think?
I'd personally go with the vine myself.
All right, he used the vine.
Jacob, you basically just helped him there.
I'll give you a bit of a help too, Tiki.
Give me an assist. Yeah, I'm just trapped in the waterfall caves, bleeding out at this point.
What about your aloe vera?
Well, I got that before I went into the waterfall caves. I got all that. I made sure to get all that. I grabbed it really quick. Tarzan thinks on his feet, and like I said, Tarzan can instantly know which plants are going to be helpful to him to heal his wound. So it's not going to be a long process.
All right, is there a whole thing in this waterfall?
I would like to think there is, and in Kingdom Hearts there is.
Okay, there is.
In Kingdom Hearts, there's a whole system of caves behind the waterfall in the Tarzan level, and that's what I'm basing it off of.
The Tarzan isn't the hole isn't based off of that, but that's good. That's good. I should have really thought of this more.
And I know this isn't technically the Tarzan Island, but
I know. I know. Don't worry, Tiki. I'll give you a little hint, a little something later on as well.
Oh, something later on. Okay, I have to wait.
Well, I mean, if you're stuck and you're struggling,
No, I'm
come
not
up with
stuck
something.
because, like I said, Tarzan, and in the water, like I said, Tarzan, like water is Tarzan's goddamn spinach because Tarzan knows how important hydration is.
One of the rare apes who can swim. That's what
I know, right? I know, exactly. So Tarzan is just going to be in these waterfalls, drinking as much as he can, nursing his wounds, getting stronger and stronger and stronger with all that hydration going on in his system. Sandy, what's your goddamn move? You know that Tarzan's in the cave. You have this hypothetical, like, terrible bow and arrow set
He's
up.
taking forever to make a bow and arrow, but he's still making a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Sandy? I already laid out how Tarzan would know your every move if you're in the cave because it would just echo all around and Tarzan would be able to hear the echoes and respond based on that.
But you still have Tarzan on the ropes, keep in mind, because he is injured and he is in a confined space, but at the same time, it is dark and he can hear the echoes. That's
well, let me just remind you that Li Shang took a head injury, and so even if he does produce a bow and arrow, it's probably not going to be the best bow and arrow. Like, it's probably going to have some shoddy craftsmanship to it.
Wait, so you're saying this is making him, like, completely disoriented, like he can't do anything? Like,
no, but I mean, I'm saying that, like, he's going to take a blow to the head, and that's going to throw him off. Like, I'm saying,
at least his aim's going to be thrown off.
Yeah, at the very least.
Okay.
Basically, he won't have the precision he usually has. Plus, it's a really makeshift arrow, so he's going to leave a lot of slack.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
In this case here, I'm glad Tarzan's in the cave because Li Shang does not. What?
I said, "Oh, are you?"
Yeah, Li Shang doesn't need to get up close to shoot Tarzan. He can shoot him from afar.
How is he going to do that in the cave, though?
That's
how deep of a cave is it?
I don't know. That's up to Jacob.
Jacob, tell us how much of a light source we have. Like, how far is the opening to the end of the cave? Because again, it could be really dark right now, or it could have like a little bit of a light source. It's on you, Jacob. Where are you placing the light source?
Well, it's in the middle of the day, in the middle of the day. So depending on, I'd say the cave is like near the entrance, and several meters in, it has a light source, but it gets darker as it goes deeper.
Okay.
How deep is it? And where is Tarzan?
Really deep in there. I mean, he's trying to get away.
Tarzan is really deep.
Tarzan's deep, but I would imagine making the bow and arrow. He's near the opening of the cave by the light source, so he's starting at the beginning, and anything he wants to do forward, he's gonna have to go further into it. Or again, it's like he sees nothing from where he is, or he has to go really deep further to kind of get close to Tarzan.
So you're saying here, so Tarzan, he can still see what's going on, yet he's so deep in the cave where it's completely dark.
No, I'm saying that Tarzan is basically going to daredevil this shit and use his sense of hearing to know what Li Shang's doing. That's exactly what I'm saying.
He can't see him, but he can hear him. He can hear the echoes and like.
Right.
Okay, well, what Li Shang is going to do is he is going to build a fire. He's not going to get near the cave. He's going to build a fire. And he is going to shoot a flaming bow and arrow into the entrance of the cave, igniting it.
Okay.
Now, when you say igniting,
so basically, Tarzan is trapped because he can't get out, or else he's going to
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. I just want to
this is a cave, as in a cave made entirely out of rocks, surrounded by water, and you're saying that one arrow lit on fire is going to like ignite, like just ignite that whole fucker, just put that whole thing up and no.
Sandy, igniting it's a no-go. You can probably
like I could understand like lighting a fire at the start of the cave to get a light source. I could understand that, but
you gotta remember time is also a factor here because again, the more time Li Shang's taking, the more distance. I'm not saying he's gonna be out of the cave. I'm saying the more distance that Tarzan's getting here. So I mean,
and the more sweet water he's gonna be drinking.
What is with the water? I don't.
It's hydration, man. If you've ever read the book The Hunger Games, and you know.
Is water really that healing?
In the first book, yes. In the first book, water is everything.
Was it like mineral or something? Is there something special about that water? Or is it just average water?
No, it's literally just survival, Dragon. It is literally just you need water to live.
I know. I'm just saying. It sounds like it's almost like a Lazarus pit the way you're describing this water. I want to clarify.
No, but if Tarzan is drinking water frequently and Shang isn't, then Tarzan is going to have an advantage. That's what I'm pointing out.
Average water is very healing.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. You're making my argument for me. Good job. Right. So, Sandy, yeah, explain to me again this combustible mountain that's surrounded by water.
That's a great non sequitur. Hey, let's talk about this combustible mountain. Okay, good to
I'm like it's like the Wonka meme. So explain to me again how you're going to light a mountain on fire that's surrounded by water.
Oh, this is good.
Anyways.
Remember, you can always ask for advice, guys.
Oh, I don't need advice. That's part of my strategy
No,
is that I don't need advice.
I was also talking to Sandy.
I don't know, Sandy. Are you a chicken?
No, I'll figure something out.
Cheap, 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 cheap. And Tarzan, I want to point out, is going to be waiting for Li Shang to enter the cave. And he is just going to be primed and ready to go to just fucking go full on Li Shang.
Okay, well, Tarzan can't survive forever without food, so Li Shang's just going to be waiting.
To be fair, that's kind of an equal statement. Like, again, they'll both starve now.
Li Shang is on the outside. Okay.
But if he goes away from the outside of the cave, then Tarzan's just going to be able to sneak out. So.
And again, we've established that there is an opening at the very far end of it. So like there is an opening. So he can literally. He's just kind of. It's now on him. Like if he wants to get Li Shang, or if he wants to escape. That's kind of where we're at with Tarzan right now.
So there's an opening. There's an opening at the top of the cave.
I'm pretty sure right, Jacob. Didn't we establish that there was an opening at like the very far end of this cave?
We did.
Yeah, so it's there. So just right now, they're in the process. Again, he's been either working his way through there or he's biding his time, waiting for Li Shang. Li Shang's he's making this rudimentary arrow, and he's deciding to make it by the entrance because he need a light source for that. So he's underneath the archway.
Well, Tarzan doesn't know where Li Shang is because Li Shang is somewhere out of sight.
Yeah. They don't know where each other are. He just knows Tarzan's like that way.
But like I said, Tarzan, even though he doesn't know where Li Shang is at the moment, he knows eventually Li Shang is going to fucking go into that cave.
No, he's not.
That's a fair point, though, Tiki. He doesn't quite know if he's going to pursue him. But if he can hear him, though, if he's coming for him. That's the only way he'll know.
Well, the only point I'm trying to make is that Tarzan's going to be fucking ready for Li Shang if he does go into the cave.
A lot of what ifs right
Okay, can I explain what Li Shang is going to do now?
Go on.
Sure.
Okay. Li Shang is going to kill a bird with this arrow.
God.
Okay. He's going to eat this bird. Then he's going to climb. He is going to climb to the top. He's going to climb to the top of a tree where he has view of both exit ways. And he is going to wait for Tarzan to come out. And once Tarzan does come out, Li Shang is going to shoot him in the hand so he's fully incapable of climbing.
Well, is he bullseye? Can he shoot through both hands at the same time? Because he can still...
With a bow and arrow, Nolan?
And again, this is also assuming that this shady-ass bow and arrow is actually going to be effective enough to, even hit Tarzan with enough force to injure him,
and the head wound.
And the head wound, and also B, be able to be accurate enough to shoot Tarzan from a long distance.
Okay, so what's your move, Tiki? That's my move.
Oh, what's my move? Well, like I said, Sandy, I think I'm confident enough to go out of the damn cave because I know your shoddy ass bow and arrow isn't going to work, and I've given enough reasons why it's not going to work. So yeah, I'm out of the cave, and I don't know. Seems like we're kind of at a stalemate here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, how about this? We can call a temporary timeout. Where you guys can basically regroup and rethink your strategy. That's not all right.
How are we going to fill up the dead air in the meantime?
No, I meant you guys retreat away from each other, go back to where they started, and then
basically you can replace where they are, and we can kind of go through another what if.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to do a literal 10 minutes, guys, and then we'll go back to the conversation.
Yeah, we're not going to literally take a
okay.
out like that. We're gonna it's like a reset. We're gonna have a little bit of a mini reset. We're gonna play some different a different situation, right, Jacob?
Basically round 2.
Yeah.
Round 2. All right.
Does that sound all right? I mean, can I do another coin toss for this one?
Nah, I don't.
I mean, we already established what we're working with, so we don't need the coin toss.
Okay, so you guys basically are on different parts of the island again, considering the events of of what happened in the last round. So, going forward, what is your strategy now that Li Shang has crafted his arrow and survived? Tarzan's healed himself with the water. Healed himself with his magic water, apparently. and they basically regrouped and are now rethinking their strategy. Go.
Can I just share this beautiful picture for a second?
Sure, I'll get rid of my...
No, don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it, but...
I just sent that to you.
Yeah, I know you did, and it's beautiful.
See what I mean? That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, but like I said, Sandy, this is a legit bow and arrow. This is a Chinese army made bow and arrow that's totally legitimate. Not
he's got a sweet quiver right now too. I mean, look at that. That's fine craftsmanship right there.
Right.
You could have used that as your item, Sandy, but you have your sword.
Yep.
I don't regret that decision at all. I mean, he is a general. Who's to say he doesn't know how to make this stuff? I mean, it's a bow and arrow. It's not that difficult.
I'm saying he has bow and arrows, but I'm just saying they're not going to be as kind of precision and they're not going to be like those arrows, but they are going to be
they're not going to be able to shoot Tarzan as he's coming out of the cave, from a tree from a very long distance.
All right, Li Shang can shoot he can shoot 3 bow and arrows into the air, shoot them into apples, and then shoot those apples into targets. I think he has pretty good aim.
Yeah, but not when he's succumbed to a bad head injury, though.
And it's a vine for a string.
Exactly. The vine for the string, Sandy, is where you're really kind of where this bow and arrow argument is kind of not really holding any water.
He can make the arrow fine. That's not the issue. The arrow's fine. It's the bow. Because either woven string, which is still going to be really time consuming, probably still going to be worth maybe 1 shot.
Right.
You have the vine, which could maybe do at most, if you're lucky, 3 not precision aim shots. Anyway, so yeah, we're getting back to that previous situation. Again, guys, different locations.
So I have a strategy that Tarzan is going to employ, and I'm glad that we've gotten the reset because I've been waiting for this. Tarzan is going to make up a bunch of false decoys along the jungle. How he's going to do this is he's going to take a giant leaf off of a tree. He's going to basically stuff this giant leaf with a bunch of filler, like grass and smaller leaves and stuff like that. He's going to roll all these giant leaves up. He's going to throw them all throughout the jungle, and Shang is just going to see all these figures out in the distance. Basically, they're scarecrows, right? And Shang's not going to know who's who because they're all, like I said, they're all going to be like from the distance. They're going to be shaped enough. They're going to be shaped enough to look like people. They're going to shape.
Okay. Hold on a second. Please tell me, Dragon Jacob, please tell me you don't hold more water than that in my bow and arrow. Making actual believable mannequins.
I'm gonna let
And
Jacob
several of
feel
them
that.
at that.
I'm saying their shape, Sandy. I'm saying the point of it is it's supposed to be the shape. It's not supposed to be like
I
a
know.
detailed mannequin or anything like that. It's just supposed to vaguely resemble the shape of a person.
I know, but the shape of a person is a lot about them. Okay, it has to be convincing shape.
Like I said, this is from afar. This is from afar.
How do you know it's going to be from? How do you know it's going to be from afar?
Because the whole point is to set up all these parameters. Basically, the water source, which we've agreed upon, is in the middle of the island. Basically, Tarzan's going to set up all these scarecrow type things around where it's going to be like far off from the sight line of the water source, which is where Shang is going to probably generally be.
What if he's not?
What if he's not? Well,
And
like I said, he's going to have to go. He's going to have to go to the water source eventually. And when he does, he's going to find one of these scarecrows. He's going to see one of them off in the distance, and he's going to go towards it.
How do you know it's going to be in the distance? He can come in the direction where he sees the back of it, and he's, oh wow, that's a dumb scarecrow. Wow, I'm laughing my butt off.
I see what Tiki's going for, but I think Sandy is bringing up a good point that
I know,
the fact
and
that it's a big chance. Like if you basically is Tarzan leading him to something, or is he providing him a bunch of false starts? And it's also
he's providing a bunch of false starts. That's what I want to go for.
That's true, but it's most effective from a certain angle, though. That's the one thing I think Sandy's going to hit upon with this.
Yeah, but like I said, it's going to be most effective from the angle of going to the river. And basically, the one thing that's inevitable in this confrontation is Tarzan and Li Shang are going to both need to go to the river.
Okay, well, what if Li Shang sees one of these things and he stares at it and it doesn't move?
Well, like I said, the point of it isn't to like have it like throw. The point of it is that Li Shang's going to pursue it, and then Tarzan is going to have a leg up on Li Shang. He's going to spring out at Li Shang.
So he's gonna be in every single one of these spots where these dummies are.
No, but he's going to be keeping an eye on Li Shang from a distance and know where he's going to be going.
So he's basically following Li Shang.
Yeah. He's following Li Shang using the same tracking patterns that he used on countless hunters during the animated series to get them the fuck out of Africa.
Are you guys really giving credit to this whole...
Well, to be fair, I got to correct Tiki on this one thing. He didn't exactly use the scarecrow trick all that often.
No. I'm not saying he's using... I'm just saying he has, like... Tarzan indisputably has tracking skills when it comes to you know, like, he'll track hunters into the jungle and then he'll spring up on them. And that's exactly what I'm doing here.
So, Jacob, I think it's on you. Do you think Li Shang would take the bait or not?
You probably just like look at one and realize it's not moving, then realize it's a trap.
Exactly.
Hey, didn't take the bait.
Li Shang is not an idiot.
Okay. So what next?
And remember, Li Shang is also a strategist himself.
That's true.
What's his counter, Sandy? What's Li Shang's counter for that strategy? What's his strategy in counter?
I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you any other tips like that, Sandy. So pretty much from this point, besides Dragon, you'll be on your own.
Okay. So Tarzan is still following Li Shang then?
Yep.
All right. Well, then Li Shang is going to pretend he's falling for one of Tarzan's stupid tricks here. He's going to walk towards one knowing that Tarzan is probably close on his tail. He's going to... Then when Tarzan jumps out, he's going to swing around and slash his chest.
Okay.
That's actually a good strategy.
All right, I'm going to use the dragon lifeline here.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's see. So,
that damn sword is becoming more detrimental than I thought it would be.
Let me make sure I got this here. So, all right. So Li Shang, he pretends to take the bait. He walks up to one of the kind of scare Tarzans, and then Tarzan is jumping from is he jumping from the tree to attack him, or where is he jumping?
Yeah, he would jump from a tree. Yeah,
like directly above him, or like from the side.
Like from the side, probably.
Jump from the side, and then he wouldn't with the sword. slash. Let me give me a second. I get my strategies at the ready here.
Now the air is completely clear here. Li Shang can hear Tarzan climbing around, jumping off and making noises. So he knows what direction Tarzan's coming from. Because he's making a point to listen for these things.
Okay, let me throw this out here, and this will be on Jacob if he would accept this. I'm pretty sure this suggests an alternative pathway, again, way out of this for Tarzan. While he's at the tree, he would create a diversion by throwing fruit, which Tarzan is known to do, and he has done to kind of provide a diversion. So basically, while he's swatting at what he thinks is Tarzan in that moment, he's swatting at fruit, and Tarzan now has the advantage. And
that's good.
Eventually, he's able. I'm gonna leave it at this, so when T can jump in here, so he will then be in a position where he could theoretically disarm Shang when he's like slashing at the fruit that has been tossed. Again, being with the agility and the reflexes, he's down the ground. You can either sweep kick him or possibly just at least get the sword out of his hands.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to disarm Li Shang, and I'm also going to fucking stab him in the right shoulder blade at the same time.
Bear in mind, he has armor.
He has armor? What?
It's not the strong. I'm not saying I'm not saying it wouldn't crack the armor. I'm just saying he has armor.
You're saying all these things, not taking into consideration what.
How is that fair when Tarzan literally has nothing and Li Shang has armor?
You chose Tarzan, Tiki. I chose Li Shang.
All right.
I'm just saying that was Li Shang's costume. He wore the armor with the cape, so that's what he has. He has a cape. He's got the armor and the sword. That's what he's got.
Okay. And Tarzan has a loincloth. I mean, that's what you chose.
Well, I'll allow all of that. Dragon's argument and Tiki's, and also Sandy's with the armor.
Okay, so Tarzan has stabbed him in the arm.
Wait. No. Hold on.
All right, go on.
No, can I go?
Well,
Tarzan is going to disarm Li Shang's sword by, drumroll please, slicing at Li Shang's hand. Now, he's not going to cut off his hand, but his hand is going to be one of the few pieces of Li Shang's body not protected by the armor, so that knife is going to make a dent into that hand, and that is going to provide an injury.
No, Li Shang is not going to swat at fruit to begin with. Why would he do that?
I'm saying Tarzan literally has the high ground here. He can throw stuff at him, and he's gonna.
You can't win that again. I got the high ground.
I'm saying whether he initially thinks that's Tarzan or not, he's still going to be distracted by that fruit, because if he doesn't buy that, Tarzan's he's like so razor sharp tuned, preparing for Tarzan to jump at him from one angle.
Exactly.
He will then be hit by a second piece of fruit that first just to get his attention, then the second one again for him to swat it while he's then gotten he's on the ground. So that's
Tarzan is going to throw.
I agree with the fruit strategy.
Okay.
Tarzan is going to throw the fruit at Li Shang. Li Shang is going to turn around and slice it in half. That's what he would do.
Yeah, exactly. But my point is, with Tarzan's razor fast reflexes, he's going to swoop down as Li Shang is swiping that fruit, and he's going to disarm Li Shang.
But you've caught Li Shang in a moment where he's ready for anything, where his reflexes are going like that. If there's something else coming at Li Shang, he's gonna.
Like I said,
it.
what I'm doing is I'm basically using Li Shang's reflexes to his disadvantage. I'm playing his reflexes against him.
Exactly. So just put in context, guys. Right now we got a little bit of close combat going on. So the question is, what will your characters do?
Can I also just throw out that we've been on air for about an hour? So if we're gonna make the goal this year, we might want to kind of start thinking about wrapping up here.
Okay, guys, get to your capturing game. This could be the end game here.
Okay. So, I mean, there's so many ways that Tarzan could capture Li Shang, but I think the most obvious one would be the pit.
So let me get this straight. After cutting his hand, he's gonna create a pit.
Yes.
Why does Tarzan have to cut his hand? Why am I not allowed to make any other kind of strategy?
He has two hands. He has two hands.
I know, but still, why does Tarzan have to cut his? Why does he have to go like that?
Because that's exactly how Tarzan's going to disarm Li Shang, is by cutting his hand, the hand that holds the sword.
Why wouldn't Li Shang swing at Tarzan? He's just going to let him fly down, take his sword from him. So Tarzan's like throwing fruit as he's like swinging down, and Li Shang's not supposed to see him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, but that wouldn't work. Because the fruit would have to come in the direction that Tarzan is, and if Li Shang sees the fruit, he's going to see Tarzan.
Okay, you know what fruit would actually Tarzan could throw that would actually throw Li Shang off his game? A goddamn pineapple. So Tarzan is just going to throw a pineapple straight at Li Shang's face. Sandy, do you realize how fucking much a pineapple to the face would hurt? Yes, pineapples have spikes, man. Like, pineapple is a hard fruit with spikes. All right? So we're talking Li Shang is going to draw blood from this pineapple being hurled directly at his face. And that's when Tarzan is also going to start throwing more fruit.
That is if he doesn't cut it in half and or dodge it.
Well, like I said, Tarzan's going to be throwing so much fruit that Li Shang is just going to be go out and go. This is just a ridiculous mental image. Just Li Shang just slicing it into a bunch of fruit.
Yeah, it's basically fruit ninja. Tarzan's just chucking fruit at Li Shang. Where's all this fruit come from?
It's from the tree.
It's like this island is basically like Yoshi's Island, where there's just all kinds of miscellaneous fruit all around.
It's like Tarzan's wearing a loincloth. He doesn't have anywhere to store fruit. Where does he get it from?
No, he's in the tree holding the fruit in his arms. He's been waiting for him.
He's holding the fruit. How does he climb up a tree with fruit in his arms?
He has
the fruit is on the tree, man.
He's
taking it, he's holding it.
Yes.
So what kind of it's a pineapple tree?
Yes, it's a pineapple tree. Yes.
There isn't actually much room to hide on a pineapple tree. Actually, let me check something real quick.
Oh, God.
The point is he has fruit in the tree, and the pineapples, that was Tiki's ad for that, so.
Yes, it was. Because a pineapple
if it's possible, I dig the pineapple.
I don't think pineapples grow on trees.
Well, regardless, just he's got fruit. He's on fruit.
Actually, pineapples really don't grow on trees. They grow more on vines.
Yeah, vines that are going to be up in the trees in the jungle.
No, that's
I know the vine.
No.
We already established that there's going to be tons of vines in this jungle, so who wouldn't say there'd be a couple pineapples growing in there?
I'm literally looking up like how pineapples grow.
This is what this podcast has evolved into. The logistics of pineapple.
Just with the pineapple thing again. The crux of it is he's throwing fruit.
Pineapples don't grow on trees. Coconuts would make more sense. But
all right, fine, coconut. Just the point is he's throwing a fruit.
Okay, let's get to
the point is Li Shang is.
So Tarzan is going to throw a hard fruit light at Li Shang's head. And before that, he's going to make the fucking, the cliche, like, pit with the leaves, you dig the pit, and then you fucking place the leaves, and you know the fucking story, and he's gonna...
Okay, but...
And while Tarzan is spending all this time digging this pit by hand, Li Shang sneaks up on him from a tree and stabs him in the back. He's digging this pit by... How does that work?
That is a good...
I know Tarzan has hands and knees digging a pit big enough to fit a human being.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a big pit, okay? It doesn't.
Well, it has to be big enough to keep Li Shang stuck in there.
Okay, you know what? If Sandy's allowed to craft a bow and arrow, I'm allowed to craft a fucking shovel, okay? Tarzan's going to take a fucking branch, he's going to put it to a big rock, and he's going to make a shovel, all right?
He's going to carve a shovel. Okay, it's easy to carve like a little bow and arrow head. It's not easy to carve a shovel, Tiki.
Like I said, it's literally just like a big flat rock connected. It's a big flat rock connected to a stick, okay? You're going to tie a stick to a big flat rock with a vine. It's not that complicated.
Digging the hole is not the problem. The problem is how much time it takes to dig the hole. It's not about how he dug the hole. It's about digging the hole.
Well, like I said,
how does Tarzan even know what a shovel is?
Using the shovel because of Jane. let me just point out, if you're gonna throw any sort of like cultural stuff at me, like how does Tarzan not? No, Tarzan is a very civilized cultural man. Like Tarzan knows more about culture than the average person does, Sandy, because Tarzan has lived it all. Okay, like Jane took him to England. Jane showed him the ways. Like Tarzan knows both about, he knows acutely about survival and about human stuff. So Tarzan would damn sure know what a fucking shovel is.
How is he going to?
And the shovel is going to speed up the process. That's my whole fucking point with the shovel.
Okay, so first he has to carve a shovel, which is going to take long enough. Then he has to dig.
Again, there's no need for the shovel.
Oh God!
Digging a pit in the jungle.
The podcast is an hour in. Just want to point that out.
Okay. I mean, I'll call it soon, but you guys still need to come up with a definitive closure here.
I told you my definitive closure. My definitive closure is that Tarzan is going to fucking dig this pit, and then he's going to fucking conk Shang over the head with a coconut or a pineapple or whatever, and Shang is going to fall ass backwards into the pit.
So he's going to.
Shang's already taken one head injury.
Yes, but you're missing one crucial detail with that, Tiki, but you're not saying it. I can't help you. You're missing one crucial detail.
How is he going to get Shang there?
Like I said, he's going to just, like, what? I don't know.
I figured it out, darn it. You're so close.
All right, you know what my next move is?
What?
Li Shang is going to surrender.
Okay.
What?
Li Shang is going to surrender. Tarzan is going to come and try and take him away. Psych! Li Shang whips out his sword and slices Tarzan's chest.
That's dishonorable. He'd never do that. That's out of character.
Thank you, Dragon. Thank you. That is not a manly move right there. And Li Shang, if we know anything about Li Shang, it's that Li Shang is obsessed with being a man, okay? So Li Shang wouldn't do that, so your finishing move is just completely moot.
Yeah.
So I'm saying at least my thing of digging a hole, digging a hole behind where Li Shang is going to be. Okay, let's just say it's fucking behind Li Shang, and we're just gonna fucking push Li Shang into the hole. I don't know. The point is, Sandy, I'm coming up with something regarding a trap. I don't see you coming up with a trap.
Because I don't need a trap. Tarzan's developing enough traps for me.
What?
The concept of Tarzan taking all this time to carve shovels and to dig holes, that's enough of a trap. He's already
there's no need for a shovel.
Oh,
while Tarzan is digging this hole, concentrated on digging this hole.
Dig, diggity, dig, diggity, dig.
Li Shang is going to casually walk up behind him and stab him in the back.
Li Shang would never stab someone in the back.
We don't know for sure.
Yeah, that one's the jury's a little out. It's surrender and say that much we know he wouldn't do psych on somebody.
Remember, he's a war general, so he'd probably be willing to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the question. They probably wouldn't.
But Tarzan wouldn't be just someone who'd just be snuck up on. Like, his senses would be on high alert the whole time he's digging this hole. And if Li Shang wants to fucking engage in physical combat, fine. Li Shang can engage in physical combat, but Tarzan simply has more agility than Li Shang does. And Tarzan's going to fucking just Danny ran the shit out of Li Shang with his crazy tree kung fu.
Oh, that's a.
Li Shang sneaks up on Tarzan. Tarzan just jumps up into the vines, does some crazy acrobatics straight out of the Broadway show, just to show off, and then comes back down and just kicks Li Shang in the fucking face.
That would take time, and that's time Li Shang has time to think.
What?
While Tarzan is coming down on top of him, Li Shang simply points his sword up, so Tarzan falls right onto the sword.
I already established that Tarzan has reflexes like a cat when it comes to landing, so he would not do that.
But if he's in midair, then he can't really do anything, can he?
And I established the goal is to capture, not kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
if I can set up where the where we should be going here, just for a moment?
Yeah, Dragon, go ahead. This is going nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. So, guys, here's where it comes in. If you get either of you wants the KO, if either of you wants the capture, here's what you got to do. This be kind of like a final thing, or just if you guys can't come up with this, then Jake's gonna have to call it based on how things have gone. See, where we left off is that Tarzan got on the ground. He's momentarily disarmed Shang. Again, just the sword's out of his hand. He has been the hand's been scratched. It's the point is it's out of his hand. So basically, if they can take down each other in this is a brief combat, then they would have captured the other guys. That's really, if you guys can figure out a way like one would overpower the other, then that would be where the KO would the capture.
Okay. Let me just. Okay,
that's the argument you guys. That's the strategy you guys need to go through.
All right, Li Shang sneaks up on Tarzan. Tarzan does his tree kung fu, jumps up under the vines, then jumps back down onto Li Shang. Li Shang moves out of the way, and Tarzan falls into his own pit. Captured. Boom.
Ooh.
All right. But you see, the thing with Tarzan in the pit is that Tarzan is an agilic motherfucker, and he's basically just going to Mario, wall jump the hell out of that stuff and get back out of the pit. And Li Shang probably couldn't do that same thing if Li Shang ended up in that pit, because, as I said, he's not as
How wide is the pit?
It's not very wide. It's not very wide.
I'm going to clarify the atmosphere because this is important. It's great. I mean, the Tiki is still not clarified this.
Okay.
Did he dig the pit earlier on? Did he have it pre-established? Has it been that was the plan? He's going to lure him there, and he would fall into the pit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make sure the pit has been pre-dug.
Yes.
So the pit is there.
Yes.
All right.
Like I said, my thing is, how wide is it and how deep?
Let's call it about 7 feet deep and about 5 feet wide.
Okay, now what puts Tarzan in the pit? Just slowly, what puts Tarzan in the pit according to Sandy?
Okay, all right. So Tarzan is digging this hole. Okay, and like I said,
no, he's already pre-dug the hole. The hole has been dug. I'm just saying, from the point where Tarzan he has landed, he has gotten the sword out of his hand. How does Tarzan end up in the pit? The pit has not been revealed.
Wait,
yet.
Go back over that.
He has covered up the pit.
Okay.
Okay, so Shang is disarmed. They're both on the ground.
How is he disarmed?
It is still covered, but it is there.
He's disarmed. I already went over that, Sandy.
How is he disarmed?
I already told you, because
the knife. He used the knife to get the sword out of it. It's on the ground, but he's not holding it. So right now it's kind of mano a mano. The pit is covered. The sword is on the ground. That's where we're stand. But I don't know how Tarzan's getting in the pit.
He picks up the sword. Easy.
No, Tarzan picks up the sword before he has a chance to get to it, though.
So then Tarzan just carries the sword around?
Well, the point is there's a struggle, it sounds like.
Tarzan uses a sword to basically, fucking lead Li Shang to the pit, walk the plank style.
All right.
Basically, look, motherfucker, you're going into this pit or else you're going to die.
So he's basically threatening Li Shang. That's not very manly either, Tiki.
Yeah, but the thing is, Tarzan doesn't have the same sort of honor code that Li Shang has. Tarzan's honor code is outside of the perimeters of a fucking Chinese army general.
And Tarzan has pulled this thing with Clayton and with a few characters.
That's what I'm saying.
Where he is momentarily, not with the intent to kill, but he would threaten to make sure people stay out of it.
Exactly.
Especially Clayton from the movie. He pulled the gun on him. He did not fire it, but
Thank you, Dragon. Thank you. You know
what I'm
saying
what I'm
right
talking about. Here's where we're at, Sandy. That's where you got a decision to make. Okay, so this is where you're at right now. So he's pointing the sword at him. He's trying to lead him into that pit. He's not fallen in yet, but is there any way Shang can get out of that situation with the sword pointed at him, driving him a little backwards? He's 1 footstep away from falling into that pit. How does he get out of that?
Well, I have a way to get out of that.
There you go.
So Tarzan is pointing the sword directly at Li Shang. Li Shang flips up and kicks the sword out of Tarzan's hand.
Okay.
He can flip. Remember how to make a man out of you. He can flip like crazy.
That's true. But then Li Shang Tarzan's not going to need the sword at that point if Li Shang's so close to the pit. Tarzan's just going to he's basically going to do that move where Tarzan puts both of his hands on the ground and kicks like an ape. He's going to do that move to Li Shang to kick him into that damn pit into story.
All right, sure. He does that move while Li Shang is picking up his sword. Tarzan doesn't realize this, and he goes right over Li Shang and falls into his darn pit. Then Tarzan like jumps. He like ricochets off the bottom of the pit, like you mentioned before. He jumps up out of the pit. Li Shang slices his leg, injuring Tarzan, and he falls back down.
Yeah, but Tarzan then, as Tarzan's falling back down, he grabs Li Shang's ankle, fucking, like dragging Li Shang into the pit with Tarzan. And then as he's doing that, Li Shang is caught off guard and he drops the sword in surprise. And then Tarzan fucking picks up the sword again and he fucking just, I don't know. I just want this to be over because we're going on a little too long.
Well, we were very close to a KO, but it didn't quite take.
Okay. I think we're done.
Okay.
Oh, that took many
man.
interesting truths.
I kind of feel like we ended in a stalemate.
But in the end, only one person can prevail.
Of course.
Okay, Dragon, time for your officiating.
Okay, here's what I'm coming down on it. So, again, I'm not going to say who won. I'm going to leave it to Jacob, but here's what I've noticed. So, throughout this, I definitely feel Tiki backed up his sources a lot, which wish he would have gone a little bit. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not taking points away. Obviously, I can't take points away anyway, but, it's the fact that we're looking to flesh out a little bit more, where a lot of that's coming from. But that's not here.
I read the wiki, Dragon. I can't give you details.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not speaking. That's the way it is. It really bugged me when Tiki again. He could have easily won with that pit thing because again he just could have knocked him into the pit. But then there was the whole thing where he's throwing the shovel, the stupid shovel thing that Sandy's bringing up, saying, basically implying, and this is the thing, Tiki, I wish he was hit it right out the gate, that, hey, he's dug the hole in advance, which could have put an end to that whole shovel thing. He's saying he's digging on the spot, which just wouldn't make any sense. And Tarzan he would be dead if he was digging on the spot.
Right. You're right.
So that to me really bugged me, and I feel with the close combat, Sandy really could have prevailed. And again, it's knocking someone in that pit. And again, I think Sandy he could have had a better way at it with the sword point. I'm like one step away from the pit. He could have used the cape to deflect the sword, get it out of there. I don't know, use the armor and the cape to kind of basically a flourish in front of his face with his arm, and then they would have gotten some close combat. He could have, and Lee, especially, he could have flipped Tarzan right into that pit. I'm just going to wait over, and if Tarzan jumped out, he could really knock them out and down to the pit. That's why I think Li Shang could have won. Again, Tarzan, various points, he could have won. So, yeah, I think we're close to a KO in that regard, and I feel just consistency-wise, I feel Tiki was close to the source material. I feel Sandy's playing a little fast and loose with it, and again, I feel like some of those shows, like the flip, I feel, I think we strayed away a lot on what Li Shang would do, which I think is apparent. So that's kind of where I'm coming down on. So I'm not going to say who I think won. So that's Jake counting up the points here. Jake, what's your tally looking like? What you got?
Okay, as far as accuracy goes, I would say Tiki stuck closer to the source. He used a lot of stuff like from the show and cited specific examples.
And can I just say I've never seen one single episode of the show.
Are you kidding me? Really?
This is all just going on like 10 minutes of reading the wiki.
I love that show. I've seen that show. So
I can actually confirm a lot of the stuff he said was accurate.
Yeah, I know it's accurate because I made sure it was because I checked the wiki, but I haven't seen any of the show. Like, the main thing I got out of it is that Tarzan uses his tracking skills to, ward off hunters. That's, the main takeaway I got from that wiki article, anyways.
But, yeah. Sandy, you had kind of less to work with, so there's that. But you also, as Dragon pointed out, played a lot more fast and loose with it. And including the whole surrender thing kind of, even though it was redacted, did kind of prove... They kind of show that not a lot of hard-on research was put into it, into his actual character. As for strategy, so Tiki, you get the point on accuracy.
Okay.
As for strategy, As for strategy, I mean, you both faltered a lot.
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
But the strength for Sandy is that he provided some logical solutions to some problems. But he also provided a lot of bizarre solutions that pretty much came out of nowhere. Your solutions were logical, but he maintained footing, even though you occasionally lost it as well in the same breath.
Okay,
And as John pointed out, the whole shovel argument you never really cleared up, so that kind of
you're
hurts
right.
a
You're
little.
right.
As for adaptation, Dandy actually did provide several good arguments as to how Shang could survive, but didn't back it up with a lot of real world logic. Well, not real world logic because it's not even real, but even with the movie's logic, he didn't show his expertise as a expert strategist. He didn't use Shang's natural abilities to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So and but there he actually did show how he would adapt very well in that situation, despite not using his strategy. But so Ezra did good there. Obviously, now, as you pointed out, he's the obvious choice. He's a natural jungle survivor, so that kind of goes well. As for checks, I'd say you guys pretty much were even on that regard. As for evasion as well. But in the end, I would definitely have to say, in the end, Tarzan wins.
Woo! I just want to point out that makes me undefeated so far.
It's kind of easy to be undefeated when there's only 2.
Well, I know, but still, technically, in the context of this show, I am undefeated. So,
Dragon, you agree with here? Is that where you're leading towards? As I did, do you agree with the ruling, Dragon?
Yeah, I agree with the ruling. Yeah.
All right. Tarzan, and as a result, Tiki wins the most dangerous game.
all right. Well, Jacob, I gotta say, I think this one went a lot smoother than our pilot episode. I really had a lot of fun with this.
And yeah, we did, and we have to thank you guys for that. And especially have to thank Dragon for helping me smooth this over. He's the one who came up with the rating system and basically helped me with the concept and everything. So let's give a round of applause to Dragon for helping me with this. So.
I wish I still had the applause sound effect in Google Hangouts.
All right, but thank you guys for joining us on this, and thank you in the audience for watching.
And might I just say, can I just say really quick, Sandy, you did put up a hell of a fight, man. Like there were definitely a couple moments where I was sweating. So don't just.
Especially those sword slash. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, there was one particular moment where I was like, fuck this sword. You know what I mean?
But you guys put up a great fight this time, and I hope you all guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time on Disney KO.